Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is going to be the video covering the double bar graph activity. Okay, so this is going to be the second activity. The last one would have been the double line graph activity. This is the second one here, the double bar graph. So here is the information. Here's the data that we're going to be plotting onto our graph. It's going to be this average monthly temperatures in Fahrenheit between 2008 and 2009. Okay. So this is what we're going to use, and I'm going to keep this up, and I'm actually going to be coming back to this because there's a step that we have to follow to do this. If we want to replicate, we want to include this little degree sign up here. So let's just get started. Okay. So by this point, we should know exactly what to do. We're looking at our data table, and we're wanting to recreate it. So we know that we've got to use 3 columns. So one column is going to be for months. This one's going to be for year 2008, and this is going to be for year 2009. So we need to highlight these 3 for our title. We're going to merge. If you don't remember how to merge, go back to the other videos, or it's right here. Okay, do a little searching yourself. Like, this is the great thing about this particular program, is that for the most part, it is super. Actually, I'm going to leave that open. It's super duper easy. It's super duper friendly. It's pretty much everything's there for you. Just all you got to do is, search around, scroll your cursor on top, and you let it sit there for a second, and it'll tell you what that button does. Merge cells, perfect. Or you get this drop down. What are you wanting to do? Okay. So I'm going to leave this open, and this is why. So as great as Sheets is, and it can be, there are some limitations to it. And one of those limitations is that you can't insert special characters in the sheets like you can say on Excel. Like, there's a whole list of things you can list and you can put into Excel that you just can't on Sheets. So as unfortunate as it is, there are ways around it. Okay, so we're wanting to put in here that temperature in Fahrenheit. Okay, and we want that little degree sign. Now, it could be enough for you just to put in, oh boy, if you put in and then, and I'm going to really botch this. I can never remember how to spell Fahrenheit off the top of my head, but let's just say Fahrenheit, okay? Let's just say that that's how you spell it for now. You could do this. That's fine, but we want to keep it simpler, and we want to have just that little symbol. So to put that little degree symbol in, we're going to just have to go back to our Google Doc here. And you can have any Google Doc open. It doesn't have to be this one, obviously. Have your cursor in a spot that's easily, accessible. That's not gonna, where you're not going to bump into something, or it's not between a letter or a couple letters or a word. So just here out in the middle of nowhere, what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to insert, and we're going to drop down, and we're going to go to here, special characters. And we're going to click that. Okay. Now, this is going to be super intimidating if you've never seen this before. Okay. Because there's all these different categories that we can choose from. Okay. And maybe it's not obvious which kind of symbol, what kind of material we're looking for. So instead, go over here, search by keyword. So we know it's a degree. So let's just put degree. And there it is. And there's even this one as well. So we can either use this one or we can use this one. I just like using this one just to keep it simple. Okay. So, or at least in my opinion, simple. So we're going to click it once. You don't have to click it twice. And boom, it's right where our cursor was. So we're going to highlight that little guy, and you can copy and paste. So make sure that you have that right over top. For those of you who don't know, the way easier way to copy is Control C. Okay. You can do Control C to copy that little guy. Okay. Didn't do that. Do not do that. Well, I'm not going to be in there anymore. All right. And then you can come over here and you can right click and hit paste, or it's Control C to copy, and then it's Control V to paste. And then boom, it's in there. So now we've got our symbol. So in Fahrenheit, and I think there's actually an extra space in there. Nope, it's fine. Oh, it's because we don't put in. That's right. It's not in our title of the thing. Okay, Fahrenheit. Cool. Okay. And then we've got that. So in the data table, it doesn't have month, which is okay. We're just going to put it in ourselves. So month 2008 and then 2009. All right. So actually, I'm going to try this out. Okay. Just month. What if I do this? Still just month. Okay. So what we can do here is we can, just like the last video where, we kind of skipped out on putting in every single number for the months. Here we can do the same thing. We're going to put in January and February. We're going to highlight both of them, and we're going to go down about there, and it's going to autofill all of these months for us. Okay, so we're at September, but we obviously want to go to December. So that's October, November, December. Boom, got everything. And in case you wanted to see what happens after, yeah, it just restarts. Okay. So that's an easy way just to fill in all that data that we don't have to, put it in all one by one. So I'm now going to go put all this stuff in real quick. So I'm going to pause this, and we're going to be coming back to all this data being in, okay? See you in a bit. All right, and we're back. Cool. So now we've got all of the data in. We're ready to go. So, but before we do that, remember, always got to dress it up. Got to make it look good. Got to make it look nice. So let's center it. And we're going to just, also both center it vertically and also horizontally. And then we're going to pop in those grids. Okay. So now we've got our nice looking data table. Okay. So same thing. Insert, chart, boom, 1, 2, 3. Oh, darn. Okay. Now you'll notice, this looks kind of odd. Why would it do this? Why is everything so small? So here's why everything's so small. If you notice here, look at your range on the y-axis. It reaches from 2,500 all the way down to 0. And the reason why is because it thinks that column or row 2 here, it thinks that it's part of the data. It thinks that the average monthly temperature is our independent variable. Okay. And the way that we can make this stop, okay, is here at setup, all the way at the bottom, use row 2 as headers. Boom. And then we've got an actual working graph. And how I know it's a working graph and that it's representing my data properly, the first thing I'm checking over here the range on my y-axis. Notice that 80 is the top here, okay? And if I look over here in my data table, that looks like it's pretty close because my highest value is 73.5, it looks like. I might be wrong. There might be one in there that I'm missing, but yeah, it looks like 73.5 is my highest one. So it should be going up to 80. It probably could go to 75 if we wanted to change it to 75. 80 is just okay, so I'm not going to change it. And what else is super nice, and this is just something that just kills me, is just the fact that, look at this. It just puts in all of your data all nice and neat. You don't have to worry about it. It'll take care of you. It'll take care of it for you. It's like there's no work in here. But what is important, though, and this is something that's really crucial, is that even though this puts in pretty much 90% of the work, or it does 90% of the work for you, it puts in everything the way it's more or less supposed to be. Your biggest job is double checking the work. It's making sure that it's in the format that it's supposed to be. Okay. So it's hard to really, it's really hard for you to say, well, it wasn't my fault. It was a program's fault. It's like, okay, that's fine. But it's ultimately responsible for you to change this. Okay. So it's really nice that it puts it in here for us, but we have to go back and make sure that, it's looking the way it's supposed to look. Anyway, so off that soapbox. So, all right. So it looks like we got all the months on the bottom. We got January, February, March. Yep. We got everything here. It's in the order it should be. And we're ranging from January to December. And then we're going to look up at our legend up here. We've got 2008 in blue, 2009 is red. If you want to change these colors for whatever reason, let's say you have to print this off on a black and white printer, maybe these colors are too similar. So we're going to go here. Oop, don't do that. Oh, I hit that. That's why. So we're just going to single click that, and it's going to bring us to the legend. let's see. No, I don't want text color. Where's this at? I just had it. Come on, man. Ah, that's what it is. No, we got to click these guys. That's how we change it. So we click on the bars here. That's not this. We click on the bars and we can change the color of the bars. So it's blue, but let's make it a lighter blue. Okay, let's just, maybe that's too light. That's pretty much what it used to be. Let's make it a slightly different shade of blue so that if you had to print this off on a again, a black and white printer, it'll be more distinguishable, the differences in color. And then let's just make this red a little bit darker red. Let's make it a little deeper. Now there should be like a no question. If you print this off in grayscale, no one's going to get those confused at all. Not terribly pleasing to look at, but you won't confuse them. And maybe let's make this just a smidgen darker. Yeah, that might have been a bit too much, but we're not putting it on a black and white printer right now. So anyway, all right, but I'm noticing this down here. It's saying that this right here is my x-axis title. Nope, that is not my x-axis title. My x-axis title is pretty, self-explanatory. You should still have a label though, and it's not average month. It's just simply month. Here you can put months. Okay, whatever it is. Now you also, it's possible you don't even need it because it's and that's probably why our data table didn't have month in there. So on a data table, it's fine to have this here. You can get rid of it if you want. This is one of those personal preference things because when we put it in a graph, we really don't need it. It's obvious to us and the reader that we're going from January to December. Okay, so you can keep it in there if you want. You can take it out if you want. Again, that kind of boils down to personal preference. Now, just like last time, though, for whatever reason, even though we do have, well, I guess we don't in this case, we need a vertical axis. So the vertical axis, now judging on the name of the title again, just like the last video, we're not given the direct name. So we're going to have to kind of, come up with the best answer. And it seems to me that with the title of average monthly temperature in Fahrenheit, maybe we want to do just average temperature or just average temp if you want to keep it abbreviated. You could do average temp, but let's just write it all out. So average temperature. Okay. Now we need to make sure though that because it's in Fahrenheit, we have to express that to our audience, to our readers. So we're going to come over here and we're going to steal this, the Fahrenheit in degrees over here. We're going to copy and paste it over to our axis title. Okay. So we're going to come over here. We're going to copy and paste. Boom. And we have to do that. We have to tell the reader that it's in Fahrenheit or else they may believe that this is in Celsius. It's in centigrade. And they're going to be super confused how it can get like in the upwards of like, say, 300 degrees in July on the Earth, because that's a bit spooky, man. So don't get them confused because it's not 300 degrees in July. It looks like it's 70-ish degrees on average. Okay, so we got average temperature in Fahrenheit. We got our months on the bottom. We've got the different colors. Our ranges look fine. All we've got really left is just to do the title. So we can just double click this. So again, average monthly temperatures in Fahrenheit. And just to kind of play around with other kind of titles, because it like the data table and the graph do not have to have the same title. So other titles, like for this one, we could say it's I don't know, average temperature comparison 2008 and 2009. Okay. That's a fine title too. Average temperature comparison. Well, we would need the Fahrenheit. That's the only thing. I think I still have it on my clipboard. Yeah, I saw that on the clipboard. Nice. Boom. And then we'll center it. It's fine to have these as two different titles, as long as they use the same or similar language, and as long as it's clear and concise, it's fine. So average temperature, average, and we could say like monthly temperature. which I understand is now basically the same thing as the other one. But we've got comparison, and we've got 2008, 2009 in there as well. Okay, it's clear, concise. It's not too long that it's going to confuse our reader. It's perfect. It's fine. If you want to put just average monthly temperature in Fahrenheit, that works too. Okay. So it's again one of those personal preference kind of things, and also how detailed do you want to be, and how accurate does it have to be to whatever you're measuring, whatever you are recording. Okay. All right. So that is, for the most part, that's how you make a double bar graph. Wow, I said that weird. A double bar graph on Google Sheets. If you guys have any questions, make sure you let me know. I don't know. You can also subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this channel when you want to know when I upload videos, because I'm sure you want to know every single time that I upload a chemistry, physics, or physical science video. I know, exciting stuff. You can watch me after you watch Jake Paul. It'll be great. It'll be just a wonderful afternoon. Okay. So anyway, guys, so please ask me anything if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video. So thank you for watching. See ya.